I want to talk about myself today because I feel like I haven't really dedicated much time to talk about myself, as in the public, like sharing towards with the public. But it's not from a point of view that is like self-centeredness. It's that I see honoring self as a part of self-love. Because if I only talk about how I see the world, um, be it objectively or subjectively, or how I have certain opinions on certain things, people, places, or things, okay? Yeah, they are part of me, but they are really opinions on the external. And it's not, they say, here and there, we can see a person through their opinions on the external, because it is, in fact, the opinions are reflections of our inner world. So yes, but I honor the expression of self that is speaking from the heart, and that's what I am speaking on today, because I do love sharing uh, how I see the world, um, in many different ways and aspects with many people. But sometimes when it comes to the most um, vulnerable parts, uh, it gets touchy. It gets um, not so easy to express, isn't it? And so here it is. Here I am today. I would love to um, share this part of vulnerability of myself with the world, because in the hope that encouraging other people, such as you watching this video, to speak up for yourself is like a honoring yourself or yourselves, because there could be many people watching. But it's really part of the living experience that we all have. And I feel like in the society right now, there are so many voices, so many noises, and not just voices. Everyone is trying to be heard about how they see things, but not so many people, especially the ones that are in the limelight, like in the spotlight, they don't speak about themselves. Not one person actually speak about how they truly feel. People usually say what they think, but not truly feel, right? Hardly would you ever hear people say, oh, I feel really sad about it, or I feel hopeful about it. And how I feel is that it gives me a certain inspirational feeling, but it also makes me sad, so on and on. And like when it comes to feelings, it's already not easy to hear how people express how they feel about certain things, let alone how they feel about themselves, right? Like, let alone that, because if in any conversation, it's always about the thinking, it's always about the mental, we don't really hear about any of the emotional. We don't honor emotions. It's something that I feel like we're so lacking. We need more of it. Let's put it this way. We, as a society, as humans, we need more of emotional sharing and bonding and supporting. That is like if someone expresses their emotions uh, openly or authentically, it's as if they are being seen as weak. But I don't see it that way though. Like I see it as strength. If a person is able to like express their true self and how they actually feel, their actual the deepest, the deepest um, emotion, that is a strength. So if anyone, if you are watching until here that you feel resonating with this, I truly, truly encourage you, and I would appreciate so much that if you feel comfortable to leave a comment below under this video and share with the world, share with us how you feel currently. It could be about the world, but also what about you? How about you? Like, how do you feel? And this is exactly what I will share in the following about how am I feeling. Okay. So I'm doing this first, okay? How am I feeling currently? And I would love to hear your story as well. If you happen to be comfortable and you would love to join this um, vulnerability party here with me and with everyone. So let me talk about myself. How do I feel? Let's say at this point in time, okay? To be honest, I feel stuck. I feel very stuck in a way that, you see, I don't really hang out with people. I don't. I don't hang out with people and I enjoy solitude. Okay. And the reason that I enjoy solitude is, first, I do enjoy solitude. That's a fact. That's the truth. Okay. That's part of the truth though. I do enjoy solitude. But secondly, is because it has been very, very not easy for me to meet like-minded people that actually resonate with myself. And I'm not speaking from a point of view that I'm like arrogant or I'm like superior to other people, and so that's why I don't want to make friends with them, and I don't want to talk to them. No, I do love chatting with people. In fact, I very much love chatting with people, and I have actually thought of what if I host like a podcast with many, how should I say, like people of different disciplines, be it like someone who plays video games, someone who is in the agriculture industry or field of study, someone who studies graphic design, someone who is interested in anthropology or like economics, or even politics, or even craftsmanship, like uh, any kind of craft. It could be pottery. I'm a kind of person that I'm interested in a lot of things. Like I love process. I am very interested in process. The process of making of anything. Like be it is a certain kind of knowledge or a certain kind of um, craft. I'm the kind of person that I love observing a lot of things, and I love through observation, I see the links in many things, and that's how I come up with questions for myself, and I would then ponder about it and sit with it, and I would just ask myself questions, and having certain really weird or creative ideas is because of this overlapping or um, cross pollinating kind of ideas, okay, of different field of studies. And so I'm someone that I actually don't really label. I don't label. I tend not to, not even tend. I tend not to judge other people, because I see everyone as very unique and normal, as they are, like normal and unique at the same time. Because that's how I see myself as well. And so how I see myself, I would also see other people as that way. But unfortunately, not many people reciprocate the way that I see myself as well as how I see them or other people. Okay. And so most of the time when I, talk to people, it would be a sort of, uh, how should I say? Like, let me describe the experience. It would be more like, it's kind of like a verbal diarrhea. Like they would just, it's kind of like they find like a tree hole, then they can start, like, like just expressing all of their uh, um, unhappiness, whatever that is disturbing them, and that makes them very unhappy, whatever that is bothering them in their lives. Many people would do so without knowing it, because this is actually this could potentially be very draining for the person who listens to this kind of rant, right? But that's one part of it. That's why I love solitude, because when it comes to people unable yet, like they could improve on it, right? Because everyone comes to learn how to self-regulate. And when it comes to individuals that are unable yet to self-regulate their own emotions or their own issues, I choose solitude. Like that's actually how one of the another reasons that I enjoy solitude, because a lot of people, uh, this is what I realize, is that I would say it's unfortunate and fortunate at the same time that people express their worries or things to me, because unfortunately is that usually people would not ask for permission, that uh, like would you mind if I share with you something that I'm worried about, because not many people would have this consciousness or awareness that this is actually something heavy. It's as if you're actually giving, you're handing the rubbish or trash that you have not processed yet, and you haven't even asked for the other person if they want to process the rubbish with you. That's how I feel. Like it's like they're just dumping. Some of them would even dump emotional garbage to me. Okay. But that would be a long time ago, because like now I'm just like, burp, nope, nope, nope. But then for those who it's not emotional dumping, it's more like, because I understand how when we talk, we are actually processing. It's just like when I'm talking now, I'm actually processing as well, right? But it depends on how the situation is. Like if someone comes across this video, they don't like this vibe, they don't like this conversation, they can just click away, right? But when it comes to physical uh, um, physical relationships, like actually like a friend, someone that you actually know in real life, you kind of, to me, this is kind of like a kind of politeness, like, like, are you able, like, are you willing to go through this process with me when I talk, like rant? But however, that's another reason. But I think it's fortunate as well at the same time, because I guess I have this, um, people trust me, possibly, that they could express their innermost feelings that is bothering them. So I appreciate that too. However, I think it's so important to set healthy boundaries for myself. So that's one of the reasons that I love solitude. Other than, apart from, I do enjoy solitude a lot. And also another reason is that it's so easy. It's so easy for people to misunderstand me. Like, this is not something that is just uh, in a day or two. This has been going on for all my life. I'm like, "Oh." So it is true though. But I give it a good laugh. Like, I don't really mind, and I used to mind a lot. I used to really mind a lot. Like, I used to care about this so much because I didn't understand. I was like, why would, that's how I felt. Like, why is it that I'm just actually being myself, and um I would attract, like, there's so much jealousy. Like, I'm being really blunt, like bluntly honest, that there's just so much jealousy. Um, usually coming from women, usually coming from women, and this really hurt me, because to me, I love supporting not just women, okay, like, but I do love supporting women, because I love supporting humans, like friends, like people. To me, there's no difference between genders. Like, if we click, as in, there's something that like, as in, we click, as in the vibe, vibes, like vibes check, good. So then I mean, yes, if the conversations can carry on and expand, then why not, right? It is something very, um very interesting, be it as in for an experience, or for, like, friendship, or any kind of relationships. It could be partnership, that could be so many things for creativity to come in. And mind you, because I'm actually, like, what I said was, like, I'm someone that's very interested in the process of creating things and the process of making of anything. So I enjoy discussions. I enjoy uh, understanding and learning other people's perspectives, and I enjoy extremes. As in, even if you are someone that has such an opposite point of view towards whatever I'm speaking on, I I I actually would be interested, or I would say I don't mind listening to whatever the other opposing forces are, because to me that's interesting. I don't see, I don't argue. Like, I don't argue. I do not debate. I don't. I'm not. I just don't. I just don't. Well, I just don't debate at all. But I usually, when people talk to me, they would, I would be very easily being misunderstood, that uh, I'm actually debating, when I'm actually not. How would this end up, right? In, like, when I was younger, my first experiences with my own mother, um, I I I just could not understand. I'm like, I just could not understand, why is it that every time when I try to, discuss something, it would end up I'm either I'm being blamed or I would be attacked emotionally or verbally, but I just did not understand. I was just trying to express how I felt. I was just trying to express whatever that I thought, uh, you know, the entire process of it. But she would take a standpoint that she would try to attack me with she would choose the opposing side. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Is that whenever I was just simply expressing myself, she would take the standpoint that is actually opposing, like try to counter attack me. But then that's what got my younger self very confused at that time, because I did not understand. Only later I came to understand what it is. Okay, is that when what happened was actually I actually took a very neutral stand. Like I'm someone since very young, I am very neutral. Like I'm very neutral. I don't actually see um I don't really choose to blame. I don't choose to blame. Yeah, I don't choose blame. I choose to see in a very neutral stance. And I choose love. Like that's a personal choice, right? Like I choose love over anything. Um and I choose um not to blame. However, later on in teenage years, I possibly picked up certain patterns from my surroundings, and I would, have certain behaviors that is like more like blaming. Yes, I did. But then after a period of time, through looking inward, I realized that no, that's not me. Like the blaming, no, that's not me. Not this is not me, this is not me, this is not. So gradually shedding everything, and that's really really heartbreaking. Like since young I felt I would be, you see, it's I felt very misunderstood by my own mother, and that is something that's really really confusing for me, really confusing, so confusing. Because and to be honest, um my mom, she this is something that had been bothering me for quite a long time, since when I was very young. I felt a very weird feeling that my mom would be jealous of me, and that's just the weirdest thing ever. Because I was like, am I tripping? Because how, like when you think of it, like how would my mom be jealous of me? Because you see, the mother is a for a daughter, your mother is actually your demo or your template, right? But then when you think of it, how could she be jealous of me? Like this is just the weirdest thing for me as a kid. And however, later, like it's actually only very recently, I came to learn about there's something called uh, covert narcissism. And then I realized, oh, that's what it is. So that's what it is. But then even before I came to learn about this term, okay, covert narcissism, um, I've already I've already um, I've already come to kind of like a resolution within myself, because I think okay, this is for more mental, because what I think is we can't really resolve anything in the external, like, and this is speaking from personal experience, is for anything that we want to resolve in our life, it has to be internal. The resolution has to be internal first, and only then anything in the external would be reformed according to what's being reformed inside or reconstructed. So yeah, And that is actually the second reason, other than people would kind of like emotional dump, emotional, you know, garbage dump to me. The second reason is jealousy. It's big, and also being misunderstood, like jealousy and being misunderstood. A lot of people, when they talk to me, they think I banned their mind. They think I banned their mind. I'm not joking. And and possibly that I think, like, my way of thinking, it could be slightly different of a routing than some people. I think there could be a possibility, but how I came to understand is that is because I always speak from an objective point of view most of the time. I speak from a very neutral or objective point of view. However, most people, they would speak from a more subjective or biased point of view, like to either defending oneself or attacking other people. Okay, it's like, or it's like they try to defend oneself through attacking, which to me I could not understand. I could not understand, and only later I tested it out. I actually tested it out. It's what it was like. I suddenly realized that why is that people would they don't understand what I'm saying. Like, it's only at one point I realized that no, they don't actually understand what I'm trying to say. They don't even know what I'm trying to say. They don't even understand what I'm trying to say, but they are already attacking me. Like, there's like a debate already going on. I'm like, what is going on? And that's when I asked, there was this, I actually talked to my mom about it. And that's when I started testing it out, and then I realized that, yeah, that's what I thought. That's how I came to realize that it's actually about neutrality. So at one point, this kind of debate would start, like a conversation would started to grow into like a debate, from her point of view, okay? And then so that the entire conversation would then be distorted into a debate if I was not conscious, right? But then when I became conscious of that, I then asked, I then told her, I was like, no, I was like, why are you being defensive? I actually asked her about that. I was like, why are you being defensive? And not even just defensive. I was like, why are you being defensive? And also, trying to poke, like, why? I was like, I am not attacking you. I said, I'm not opposing you. I'm not trying to point out something that you did wrong, right or wrong. I said, there's no right or wrong. I'm just discussing the matter. Like, simply the matter. I'm just talking about what this is, and this is, and this is. I'm not saying you are this or you are that. Because not just she, is many people, I would say almost all people that I've talked to, they would link, they would associate themselves to whatever I laid out. But whatever I lay out is actually from an objective point of view. I'm just discussing the matter as it is. I'm not talking about you and this. It's like I'm actually seeing from a separate point of view to observe this. And then, however, I think this is how I usually operate, but not many people operate this way. It's only later that I realized that. And so that's where the pitfall is, like, for myself, that I had to realize is that no, I was like, oh, okay, that is why whenever I discuss certain matters, it would turn into a conversation that they don't even know, they don't understand. And then I don't understand what they don't understand. It's like that. It's like at one point, my mom would would say, I don't even know what we are talking about now. That's what she said. And there's another friend that also said, I don't even know what you're talking about, she said. And then I was like, what do you mean by what I'm talking about? I'm talking about this matter only. I'm not talking about you. And then that's when she was like, oh. That's when she became like, oh. She came to realize only, and then that's also a aha moment for myself as well. I was like, oh, so that's they've always thought that I'm talking about them. That's when I came to realize that. I was like, I'm like, and so it's actually very enlightening for me. That it's like, I'm like, okay, so because for many years I have been really, as for almost every time I would be misunderstood in a way that I thought, why is there no one kind of understanding what I'm trying to say or what I'm trying to express? I'm just really expressing how I feel or like how I see this entire thing. I'm not talking about you. But then they would then point the finger to me that I'm attacking them. And I'm just like, wait, what? And then maybe like later I realized that, oh, maybe because I'm speaking the truth. because when you see, truth is actually something that is honest, right? Truth is honesty. I'm just very honest. I just express, like I just say whatever I feel, and I just say whatever I see. And so, oh my god, I just really say whatever I feel, and I express whatever I see. And so to me, like I'm such a person, and I just don't I just did not come to understand that. And only later I realized that's what it is. And so that is the second reason of why I love staying in solitude, is because I have yet to come across people who are willing to understand, or who understand, and with mutual respect and like a mutual kind of like spirit, of discussion and not argument, and also what is that? And not out of jealousy, because when it comes to jealousy, is so it's very annoying. But I understand. Like this is also another topic that, or another subject that uh, I got very curious. That because I was like, why would people get so jealous over so many things? But of course, I myself have also experienced jealousy. Like myself, I would be jealous of other people. Um, yes, and I would, when I was younger, I would, I would sense it, but then I would not be as aware. But then now I would be much more aware of it. And then, you know, uh, jealousy is the kind of thing that personally, that's how I feel. When I when I see that I'm jealous, suppose, it's starting to fade. It would then start to fade. It's like once you've seen, you can't hide anymore, and then it's just like, and then it has to go. This is how I feel about it. So just be aware of it. But then jealousy is a virus. Jealousy is a virus, and it takes time and mindfulness for everyone actually to be aware of it, because competition is just so unnecessary. I don't see competition as necessary, because why compete when you can create together, right? Like there's no need. I don't see competition as necessary even. As people would say, in certain economics theory, it's like competition is healthy, like healthy competition. I'm like, no, you don't need healthy competition. You can say, I think word things is so important, because like if you say healthy competition, why don't you say healthy playtime, like healthy game, right? You don't have to compete. When you say compete, people would think it's like opposing forces. But when you say it's a game, it can be like, oh wow, let's see how we can improve each other um, by being the best of ourselves, our own selves, and um, you know, and not actually want it. Winning the game is not the destination. Winning the game is not the objective, or say the destination is not the end goal. The actual juice of the entire thing is the interaction between the players. Really, it's the interaction and learning from each other. And I think that's the spirit that we need to embrace more, instead of the results. See, I'm getting more objective as I'm speaking. but let's see, that's what it is. That's how I feel stuck. Honestly, like I'm back to the very beginning of why I said I feel stuck, right? And I explain why. Because I feel because I'm in solitude. Okay, I'm more or less very much 98% of the time I'm in solitude, and I and why would I feel stuck? It's because it's not that I don't love meeting people. I do. I do love chatting with people. I do, or else I would. Why would I even think of like, oh, what if I start like a podcast, right? Because I do love learning, and I love learning from other people. I love cross-disciplinary studies. To interact with people of different disciplines and of different backgrounds, because everyone is a story. Everyone is a storyteller, I would even say. So it's a world of wonders. And however, I really have not yet met many like-minded, not even many. It's not that I did not try. I tried. But maybe it's just not the right time. It was just not the right time. I don't know. Maybe now it is. That's why I'm filming this video. Do I feel lonely? No, I do not feel lonely, but I would love to expand um my I wanted to say social circle, but not really in this sense. I would say I think I would say um uh interactions. Yes, that's what I would love to this word is much better, is that I would love to expand my interactions with the world, right? That because through these interactions, I would come to not only learn more about the world, but also about myself. And so this is what's very exciting to me, because I'm someone that really, again, I'm someone that loves the process of making of things, and process. I love processes, and I enjoy the creative process, and I enjoy the learning process. I enjoy the inquisitive process. I enjoy um, the interactive process, such as discussion, or even cooking process. I enjoy the experimental process. So right, that's why I feel stuck in a way, because I even if I do very much enjoy and I love solitude, I do want to meet like-minded people. And I love to chat with them and share with the world, even to a certain extent. So if you happen to watch until the end of this video, I thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much for watching until here, for hearing my story at this point in time of how I am feeling. But it's not something sad though. It's not sad. It's just how I feel. And if you happen to be interested in um, sharing your story or how you feel, please leave a comment below, or let me know if anyone wants to get in touch to talk about anything, or like the podcasting. I don't know, whatever comes to your mind. Uh, Please feel free to leave a comment below, and I appreciate your time and your kindness and your patience and your support. So I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.